Well, here we are. Welcome to another episode of Realities May Vary, the show that is about whatever realities we vary. That is Cody Gough refreshing himself with looks like a styrofoam cup full of beverage.
Tis.
Is it a carry-out cup?
Tis. I don't know if I'd call it carry-out. I just ate at barbecue joint. It was really good. What the hell was it called?
Yeah,
it was called Firewater.
Firewater. Where is that? It sounds. I like a good barbecue place.
It's really good. Really good.
Is it near you? Is it near your house?
No, it's somewhere on Roosevelt Road and Lombardish. Yeah, it was good. It was really tasty. Yeah, real tasty.
All right, very nice.
Mountain Dew.
So you're all jazzed up.
I'm all jazzed.
What'd you put in there? Vodka?
Oh man, no. I had a strong stout after work today because I don't have any light beers. Then I was like, let's go to Goodwill.
They don't sell beer at Goodwill.
Then we went to Goodwill.
Do they?
And then we bought a couple things we don't need, but fine. Actually, no, we needed a lampshade.
Okay.
We needed a lampshade. So I said, I was just at Goodwill a couple days ago. They have like 20 lampshades, like the ones we need. So we got a lampshade. Then we went to the barbecue place.
That's funny. Now, I was at a Goodwill on Saturday and I was at a Goodwill today, but just making donations. I have not, I don't know the last time I actually set foot in a Goodwill.
Oh, they're the best.
Somebody else we follow. Oh, our friend Victoria, the PR maven. Mm-hmm. She's always at a Goodwill or a thrift place. She's always thrifting, finding thrifty things. But
my wife, my spouse got a fur coat at a Goodwill.
Wow.
Looks great. And she got a blue pea coat and it fits her. She looks really good in it. Like it just
easy.
It fits. It's good. It's good. So she's got she's she's a very small frame and mentioned that she's often able to find a lot of the smaller fitting stuff at Goodwill because there's just more of it, I guess.
Okay.
So and less demand or something because she's tiny. So
because people grow out of it and then they just go, might as well just donate it.
I guess. Yeah. So no, she's found some really attractive clothing for herself. And then I got my exercise bike in the basement.
Yeah. Did you get that at Goodwill?
No, got that.
Okay, I didn't think so.
But I wanted to, the whole idea behind it was watching TV, which you talked about.
Mm-hmm. Maybe
playing video games, but pretty much watching TV. I got like a 40-inch TV at Goodwill for $11.
Is it an old tube TV?
No, it's an LCD TV from like 2011. It's not 4K or anything, but it's it's got 720 HD. It doesn't do 1080p, but like it's whatever. It'll be a good picture. It's $11.
It's enough for what? It's enough for while you're riding your bike for $11.
It's enough for $11. It's got HDMI inputs. I'm going to hook up a Chromecast to it so I can cast to it. And then I'm going to hook up video games and see if I can play while I'm cycling.
All right.
Goodwill's the best, man.
Listen, I don't doubt it. I should just probably wander through. I know Molly always went to Goodwill when it was like around Halloween or Mardi Gras time to try to find some stuff there. We donate a ton of stuff to Goodwill. And that's not me being benevolent. It's just, I would much rather load up the car a bunch of times and drive over and donate stuff than just throw it away. It's like, I'm not going to throw it away. And sometimes Debbie will try to sell stuff. Then it's just so much of a hassle. It's like, you know what, let's just donate it. We're downsizing. We're getting rid of stuff. At my mom's, we took, oh my God, I spent so much time at Goodwill and Salvation Army. It was crazy. But I figure somebody's going to get some good use out of it, hopefully.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
When I lost all the weight the first time, I donated all my clothes. So, there were some stylish, heavy dudes rolling around. They had picked up my stuff at the Goodwill.
Yeah. So, I love the Goodwill. There's a lot of good. There's like 4 high-quality Goodwills within like 3 miles of me. It's great.
They just opened a brand new Goodwill right by us, which is where I donated the last couple days.
Ooh,
beautiful, nice draw. Oh man, sweet drive-through for the donations. It's tucked right behind a Cane's Chicken and a Starbucks in case I'm case I'm feeling peckish, no pun intended, when I get there. So yeah, it's very nice. Yeah, it's I'm glad you found your lampshade.
Me too. Yeah, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. Judy in the chat said we're cutting out constantly. I don't think that's our fault.
I don't think that's I don't think that's our thing.
Maybe there's a Facebook codec issue. Maybe reload the page.
I was gonna say, because you sound great to me.
Same with you. Yeah, just maybe close your browser and open it back up again, Judy, or exit the app if you're watching on mobile and then pop it back open. See if that helps.
Listen, Cody. Cody's got a lot of good suggestions, Judy. I would listen to him once or twice.
I'm literally just saying turn it off and back on. Which
Christine and Mike and Cindy are all saying we're not cutting out to them. So that's that. I want you to know, Cody, that you are lucky I am here tonight.
Did you almost die again?
I wished over the last few days that I was dead.
Oh no.
Friday night, Debbie came home. I was very excited. Debbie arrived. Friday, before Debbie arrived, I had rushed home from school and I worked on getting all the outdoor Christmas decorations down, which meant bending over for extended periods of time as I pulled things from the frozen ground. So Debbie came home. Everything was wonderful. We sat down, and as I got up out of the chair, my lower back was in so much pain I could not move my legs, almost to the point where I almost collapsed. I screamed like a little baby, and then went to bed, woke up, still in horrible agony. But after I was up for a little bit, I felt great. So I went out to my mom's because I had promised her that I would take her outdoor Christmas decorations and tree down. Well, I get there, and my mom, we grew up on this big corner lot, right? And for years, my mom has had a guy who comes and shovels her snow that she paid, like a service. He would come and he'd do the driveway and he'd do the side, and you got to go all the way around. It's a huge expanse of sidewalk all the way around this corner. Well, she found out after the first snow that this guy retired and didn't sell his customer list to anybody. So now she's out of luck. Well, one of her new neighbors, very nice, wonderful woman with a couple kids, they had helped my mom put some of her stuff. She was out plugging in these little electric candles before Christmas. She has 100 of them out there.
Wow.
Well, they helped her do that. And then they shoveled, unbeknownst to her, they shoveled her driveway and the sidewalk up to her front door. Because I got there and I was like, who shoveled your driveway? I thought your guy, she had told me the other day her guy had retired. I said, I thought your guy wasn't doing it. My driveway shoveled? I said, yeah, and it's salted too. Oh, it must have been her neighbor. Well, the rest of the sidewalk, there needed to be a path like out to outer back gate to take the garbage. Long story short, I'm trying to shovel all this ice. Then I got to pull 100 candles out of the frozen ground. So I'm bent over at the waist, shaking and pulling and all that. And I feel fine when I'm doing it. Get all her stuff done, come home Saturday night, sit down in the chair to watch I forget what we watched, doesn't matter. I went to stand up and I could not move. My back locked up and it was horrible. Horrible. Get up Sunday morning, same thing. And I'm like, oh no. Because Sunday was the day we were going to transition the house from Christmas to Mardi Gras. Take down all the Christmas decorations. I'm up about an hour. Things must be loosened up. I feel okay. Start to work. Same thing. Right now, as we speak, and I don't want, I don't like to be called a hero, but I'm acting in a heroic fashion, let's say, because I am on a mixture of ibuprofen, THC CBD topical slathered all over my back, a heating pad that I've had on most of today, and old muscle relaxers that Debbie had. So I was supposed to work till we only had a half day of school today. I called off because I couldn't move. Wow. I was in such pain. But I think all the drugs, the THC CBD combo topical and nonstop heating pad. Well, yeah, I know I look okay, Cindy. Thank you. But it's my lower back. But what can you do? You got to soldier on. So that's what you do. Thankfully, yesterday I was like, I knew, you ever know you have something in your house, but you can't find it? Like, I know we had an old heating pad. I know it. I can picture it. Well, we couldn't find it. I don't know. So Debbie orders one, unbeknownst to me, from Amazon. She ordered it last night. It was here when I got up this morning. Say what you want about Amazon. And there's a lot of horrible things to say about Amazon. But if you need a heating pad in less than 12 hours, they saved my bacon.
Yeah.
So I got this big king-size heating pad that wraps all the way around. Oh, all the way around my back. It's fantastic.
Well, so you're not in excruciating pain right now. You're all right?
I mean, I'm sitting still. If I'm sitting still with the heating pad on, and I'm okay right now.
Okay.
But if you wanted me to do like a jumping jack or a squat, no, that's not happening.
All right.
But, you're welcome. That's all I'll say.
I was going to profusely thank you. That sucks. I'm sorry to hear that.
I haven't hurt my back in so long. And thankfully it'll go. I'm sure it's just pulled muscles because my big fat ass shouldn't be bent over for 40 minutes straight. Should have bent my knees is what I'm telling you, Cody. I didn't bend my knees.
Do you take the dogs on walks every day?
Yeah. Usually, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I do walk. I got to get, now I'm like, all right, I got to do some more. Got to get back to my abs strengthening exercises and get rid of some of the stuff that's on top of my abs because I think that's pulling it. But yeah, this is pain. I didn't care. I don't care for it. I don't care for it. Wow. Yeah. What can I tell you?
I wouldn't either. That's brutal. We took down the inside decorations yesterday. And I took a couple outside down, but I've got the spotlight on the garage because that side of the house is hard to get up. And I did pull that out of the ground, but the spotlight came out of the base, and then I'm looking and the base is still in the ground. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to dig this out of the ground when it's not 12 degrees.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just wait?
Well, Friday wasn't bad. Friday after school, it wasn't the pulling out part. The ground was okay. So it was more a matter of just being bent over that long. And, my mom's, I had told her I would come and she wanted it done. And I was like, okay. And then, of course, once I finished, she goes, well, you didn't have to take all the candles out. I didn't mean for you to do that. I'm like, you asked me to take down the outside decorations. And that was part of it. Anyway, so hers were a little harder just because it was colder on Saturday. But I had to get it done. Time is a tyrant. It's only so many times I can run out there and take stuff down. So that was it. Plus, it's better than waiting until this week when it's going to be, freezing.
Yeah, that's fair.
There's some stuff like I didn't take down my lights in my bushes yet because it was so cold.
Right.
But I unplugged them, so they're not going on. Nobody's going to know they're there. I don't care. I'll take them down when it gets warmer.
That's
but
fair.
the nativity scene in the snowman got to go. TikTok. It's middle of January.
Middle though, not the end. We've got.
Well, that's true, but I have to transition to Mardi Gras decorations. So all our Christmas stuff was done and put away on Sunday, and yesterday we repurposed the tree and decorated it for Mardi Gras. So now the house is all Mardi Gras decorated.
Well, wait. So you got it all done. So are you going to go to the doctor for this back thing? Or?
Going to the doctor for this would be what am I, 12-year-old girl? I'm not going to the doctor. I've got old prescription muscle relaxers from my wife. I've got heat and I've got ibuprofen. Unfortunately, I don't have any bourbon. I mean, I'm in possession of bourbon, but we are at day 18 of dry January. Feeling good.
Wait, so you weren't feeling bad on Blue Monday yesterday?
No. My back was, but the fact that I wasn't drinking didn't bother me.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm in control with this dry January.
No, I did Craig's show yesterday. Little hit.
How was that? How's Craig?
He's always good. He's always pretty good. He just had a little vacation, I think. So he's a couple days off. So, good to see. He earned it, man. He was working his butt off in December.
He was.
So I think he was just coming off a little time off, and we were chatting, and he said, "Hey, it's Blue Monday. It's the most depressing day of the year, apparently." which I believe is probably true. I vaguely remember that being correct because it usually is like on or around MLK Day.
Yeah, it was Monday, January 17th.
Yeah.
Blue Monday.
I felt fine. I wasn't working, so I didn't really care.
Yeah, I didn't no. Yes, well, other than my spine, my back muscles. And then, of course, so this is how bad it was. I didn't even sit in the big chair yesterday. I sat on a straight back kitchen chair.
Wow.
For half of the day because I couldn't anything else. And I had to, even last night when I sat in the big chair, I didn't recline it. I sat at the very front with my feet flat on the ground. It was horrifying. But yeah, Blue Monday didn't bother me.
See, apparently part of Blue Monday, maybe, I don't know if he was just joking about this or if this is actually part of it, but by Blue Monday, a lot of people's New Year's resolutions have already, they're just done.
Oh, is that right?
And, we're talking and I'm like, you know what? New Year's resolution, like, I feel like some people come out too hard on Jan 1, Like you wanted a glass of wine that first couple days and you had to deny it. And you had to use all this willpower right off the bat. See, I'm rolling slowly into I don't even have a New Year's resolution, but like, for example, the workout bike, right? The exercise.
Right.
Bike.
Yeah.
When did I get that? Did I get that in December or January? It was January, I think. I think it was a couple weeks ago. Yeah, it was January.
Yeah, let's say right. January.
So Jan 1, I didn't work out. Jan 2, I didn't work out. Jan 3, I didn't work out. The first week in January, I got an exercise bike. All right. Second week in January, because a couple days later, I actually used it a couple times. Great.
All
cool.
Right. Very nice.
This week, we're in the third week now. I got a TV for the basement. I got a little setup down there. I plugged some stuff in. All right. Cool. I'll probably use it this week at one point. And then, next week I'll have my video games. I'll try that and I'll get on that. So see, every week I'm doing a little more towards I'm building up. A lot of people start too hard and then you can't maintain that.
Right. Where are you going to go from there? Unless you show that you have Herculean self-discipline, as I am showing this. It's funny. I kind of followed the same steps as you one year. We got the treadmill. And then I went out and bought a TV for the basement and I mounted it on the wall right by the treadmill. And then I watched that TV about 3 times because I never went on the treadmill. So, so good luck with that. I'm glad you only spent $11. That's probably, you're definitely going to get your money's worth with the $11.
If I can play video games while biking, which I think I can. In fact, I know I can with the Nintendo Switch, because with the Nintendo Switch, you've got the remote. The controllers are 2 separate. They're set in your separate hands, right?
Okay.
So I can lean on the bike if I want to and hold one in each hand and play, right? A controller like Xbox 360 controller or like Steam games on like PC like that, your hands are together, and that I could see that being a little tough. There's more core work involved, right? It's a harder workout.
You have to sit up straight.
Yeah, if you're sitting up straight, you got straight back, chest back, all that. Like a lot of core. That's good. But if it's not sustainable, I at least got the Nintendo. But look, man, if I can play Final Fantasy 14 comfortably while doing any kind of exercise, it's gonna stick. It just
is the best of both worlds for you.
It's true. And literally, if I'm doing that, I would also listen to a podcast. And it's
you can concentrate on a game and listen to a podcast?
Well, it depends. Final Fantasy 14, there's 2 different parts of that game, right? There's if you're advancing the story and reading the dialogue and experiencing this story, but then there's also repetitive stuff you can do on the side to make your character stronger. And it is like I can do that stuff in my sleep, basically. It's basically just a time commitment. But no, the anyway, there was this podcast award ceremony last year and I was a blue ribbon judge for it.
Ooh.
And I was judging the business podcast category, and every single podcast I listened to, I did it while I was leveling up in Final Fantasy 14. Every single one. And I took notes in between like attacks and stuff. I'd like pop it down, like jot a quick note. I was in it, right? Like it was,
wow.
I had comprehensive notes for every single entry. It was great.
Very nice. Sandy said yesterday was her birthday. She's always hated this time of year because of the cold. Happy birthday, Sandy. Yes, Blue Monday. Theory goes this time of year, we're all cold, broke, and riddled with guilt that our New Year's resolutions to get fit, drink less alcohol, and be better human beings have fallen by the wayside. See, but mine haven't. My non-drinking is good. I'm always a great human being, so I'm not worried about that.
Nice.
The get fit, that I'm easing into. Now I have an excuse. Oh, I hurt my back. Blah, 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 blah. Can't do it. What are you going to do? You just move on. But, yeah, I didn't even know yesterday was Blue Monday. See, that's the kind of stuff you get with Craig on his show because he's researching things, constantly researching things. I will be on his show tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm on Wednesdays.
Yeah. I love doing this show. I'm probably going to only do it for a couple more weeks because of various reasons I'll get into in a couple weeks. But
I can't wait to get into those reasons in a couple weeks.
Well,
I don't know what they are either.
No, it has nothing to do with him. It's all about me because I go on and I talk about some of the stuff I'm covering on this other podcast that I do. But schedules are changing, production's changing, and so I won't have really anything to talk about. So, so it's kind of like, why would I be on the show? So, but it is a highlight. It is a highlight of my week. It's just like this like zany like 15-minute where I'm like pumping out science stories and he's riffing on them, and then he always throws me a curveball. It's good. Then the next day, Tuesday, I get to hang out with you. We get to talk about whatever the hell because our reality is it's great. And then Wednesday and Thursday suck. And then it's the weekend.
Wow. And then it's the weekend.
So, yeah.
But you got Wednesdays and Thursdays, you still got the baby running around.
No, Thursday is actually amazing. Thursday is Dynamite Date Night.
What?
Yeah, every Thursday, because Wednesday is AEW Dynamite, the All Elite Wrestling show. And so my wife hates watching it live because the commercials are very...
I'm with your wife. I hate watching everything live.
Oh my God. Yeah. But I can download it or we can stream it on the TBS app or whatever the next day. And they don't run as many ads on the interwebs. So we just watch it Thursday and do the ad-free deal.
Now, could you record it? Like, I don't know if you have TiVo or one of those.
I don't have TV. The only way we're able to watch, I log into my parents' Comcast Xfinity account usually and we watch it. But there's also another website I've got where we can find it for.
Now, AEW is that one you went to live, right? Where you got the ice cream bars, the CM Punk ice cream bars. Jim Ross is involved in this, the AEW.
He is. He was out for a few weeks in December because he was undergoing cancer treatments.
Oh my goodness.
Don't remember what kind, but they went really well. It was a pretty mild or benign, like early stage, whatever you want to call it. It was treatable, right? So he kind of got through it and then came back end of December. But yeah, he's the best wrestling commentator of all time.
Yeah. So that's all right. I might have to catch some of that. It's Wednesday nights.
Wednesday nights at 7. It's the other reason we don't watch it live is because our baby's bedtime is between 7 and 8. And we don't want him watching wrestling. He's too young for that.
Is he?
He is.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
He's not.
I know you don't let him watch TV though, but that's good because he's only just over 1.
We don't. So it's gotten to the point. All right. So we've got the Spotify app on our TV.
Right on.
And we'll turn on the TV and play a song on Spotify and just play Spotify all day. Great. Surround sound.
Nice.
We've got it all.
Yeah.
But Spotify always plays the album art or some weird picture of the artist and it's a giant photo of the artist. Even if it's like a blank purple screen with just the name of the song, my son will just run up and just stare at the TV. And it's like, you should be playing with things.
He is. He's playing with his mind. Watching this electronic monolith.
No.
Hypnotize him.
No. So we've even started turning it off and just connecting our phone's Bluetooth directly to the surround sound system and playing it off that. So that's how bad it is.
Then he just looks at the big black screen. Cries.
No.
Where is my corporate babysitter? Where is my electronic mommy?
Maybe a couple times, but not too much.
So what's the science on that now? I know at a certain age, I agree with limiting children's screen time. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Is there like at certain ages, are there certain amounts where they go, okay, 20 minutes is fine up to this point? Or have you guys just decided he will never watch television and be one of those nerd kids?
No. She read somewhere or heard somewhere no screen time till 2. Maybe the pediatrician. I don't remember. So God knows if that's even remotely accurate or based on anything. Maybe she made it up. Maybe. Who knows? But I go with that. Say, sure, no screen time till he's 2. After that, I don't care. Like, I grew up on video games, right? Like, I played video games like a maniac from like kindergarten through high school, and I turned out to be awesome. I am awesome, right? So,
sure.
Like, who cares?
Yeah, you're awesome.
Yeah.
All right. According to the American Academy of Pediatrics, their recommendation is keeping all screens off around bebés and toddlers younger than 18 months. Oh, we're approaching that time for Bebe Gough.
We'll keep it to 2.
They say a little screen time can be okay for older toddlers, and children 2 and older should get no more than an hour of screen time a day. So you guys are on the right track.
Mm-hmm.
Not that you needed me or the American Academy of Pediatrics to back your play, but we got it one way or another.
Look, all my best friends from high school are extremely smart and successful, and we all played video games like there was no tomorrow. So
yeah, I watched a lot of TV as a child.
Is right. As long as he's got balanced activities, we get him in some intramurals, do some sports, and engage with him, hang out with him. We don't just wake up on Saturday and say, go play games and just leave him alone all day. Like, I think we have an idea. Now, Mike in the chat, give Cody Jr. a controller that's turned off and he can play along. That will happen very soon.
But wait, don't you play on a screen?
Well, very soon when he's able to look.
Oh, when he's 2, yeah.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Well, Molly watched TV as a kid. Like, we would have the Teletubbies on sometimes, or, just if you're doing something when they're little, she'd sit in her bounce chair. She'd watch Sesame Street or Bear in the Blue House. It was always PBS kind of stuff. And she did just fine. Doing just fine.
I would say she's doing pretty well, yeah.
Yeah, so she's all right. A little, you just have to, I know someone, I don't want to mention the name because you never know who's listening, but their child is on the screen nonstop to the point where that child has a hard time answering questions, interacting with other human beings. It's obviously an issue. But what are you going to do? Then at school, I say to kids on nice days, I'll be like, oh, can't wait to go home and play games. I go, don't you kids go outside? So there's a lot of kids that I teach that go home and they're on screens all day, from the time they go home. And then, there's screen time during school where they're on the school apps, doing actual work. But come on. You have to have a balance. Like you said, there's got to be a balance.
Yeah. I don't know why they have to introduce so many screens in schools. Like, I know kids are going to, like, you need to learn how to use a screen, but like school was pretty okay for like 700 years without screens in elementary school. Why not do that? Maybe one computer class.
Gramps, times have changed. Times have changed. And some of these, there are some teachers, I'm sure, who are lazy and just put their kids on the apps all day. But the apps can be it's a good way. One, on some of them, it cuts down on paper because the teacher will put the assignment. It'd be the same assignment that same thing as if your teacher passed out packets of worksheets and you had to fill out your essay questions or whatever. That's what some of these apps basically are. It's like, okay, instead of writing on the paper, you're going to submit your answers on this app, and the teacher can watch in real time all the screens, see where the kids are, So there's good and bad. There's also, a time and a place where we go, we can't have these kids on their screens all day. And so you work hard not to only, but some of them, man, you can tell they are addicted. All they want to do is be on their screens. If you any free time, all right, we can do some coloring, or we can play a game, or can we have free app time? Nope, no free app time. But we're gonna play Heads Up 7-Up. All right.
Ooh.
Yeah, who doesn't love a good game of Heads Up 7-Up? Heads down, thumbs up, time to play 7-Up. I tried playing that in first grade last week. The kids begged me because there's like, in first grade, they give them like in the afternoon, 20 minutes of like an extra recess, a little socialized time, a little play time, which is fine. And the first day, I gave them the choice of coloring, or they could have 10 minutes on one of their school apps. The second day, they were like, can we play Heads Up 7-Up? I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I said, you guys know how to play? Oh, yeah, we know how to play Heads Up 7-Up. No, they didn't. Because I'd do the heads down, they'd go around. And then I'd say, okay, heads up or thumbs, heads up, stand up, whatever, at the end. And like 5 kids would stand up. I go, who didn't pick somebody? I'm like, we all picked somebody. Kids were like, they'd have their thumb up, or they'd keep putting their thumb up and down as kids were coming around. So kids thought they were done. It was like, so finally I put my foot down. I go, listen, if on the next round 7 kids don't stand up, we're finished. Game's over. We're moving on to math. I've had enough. Mr. Noonan was at the end of his rope. It was like, come on. How hard is it? You touch somebody's thumb. And then, of course, there was one kid who wasn't getting picked because the kid wouldn't leave his thumb up or down. His thumb was having a little spasm. His thumb was like hyperactive. I don't know what was going on. So I'm trying to quietly tell kids to pick him so he doesn't feel left out, because I don't want there were only like 11 kids in the class because everybody was out sick with the vid. So I didn't want this kid to feel bad that nobody was picking him, but then he wouldn't leave his thumb up. And when kids would touch it, he wouldn't put his thumb down. So I'm yelling at him, somebody just touch your thumb, put it down. He put it down. Then I'm showing them how to keep their thumb down, keep their thumb up. All right, finally I got to the point I was like, listen, everybody hold your fist up. Now hold your thumb up. Now, if somebody touches your thumb, I want you to put it over to the side like this. Everybody understand? We understand. Okay, go on. They do the thumbs down. They all come back up. I go, all right, heads up, stand up.
All right, hold on. I need a refresher. Can you re-explain, in case any listeners don't know, what are the rules to Heads Up 7-Up?
Here's the rules for Heads Up 7-Up. It's very simple. I picked 7 kids that come to the front of the room. I did it at random. I just called out their student numbers. So they come up to the front of the room. Now, these kids are waiting. Now, everybody else, I say, heads down, thumbs up, time to play 7-Up. You put your head on your desk like this, and you put your thumb up like this. It's not hard. Then each of the 7 kids wander around. And as they go by, they touch somebody's thumb, you put your thumb down. That's how everybody knows nobody can pick you anymore. Then when those 7 people are done, they come to the front. They're being very sneaky. Some try to just tap the thumb very lightly. Some will push on the thumb. But they all come back, and then I say, heads up, thumbs up, or heads up, stand up. Heads up, stand up. The 7 kids, theoretically, 7 kids should now stand up. And then you start calling on those 7, and they try to guess who picked them. If they guess correctly, that kid comes up, and the one who picked them sits down. And you keep going thusly. It's very simple. And I thought the first graders had it down because they told me they did. And I should have known that whenever first graders tell you something, believe the complete opposite. Because first graders, you'll find this out. It's coming. Your son will be full of disinformation. It'll almost be like he works for OAN.
The
now
Oprah
he's out
Network?
of a job. Yeah, no, that conservative network that got blocked from DirecTV the other day.
Oh, I didn't hear about that. All I heard about was Microsoft buying Blizzard Activision. Big story in the gaming world, Brian.
Is that right? Now, Activision has been around forever. I remember Activision. Is that a combined company, Activision Blizzard?
It is. Activision purchased Blizzard or vice versa years ago and became Activision Blizzard.
Ooh, and what kind of games do they Blizzard you?
World of Warcraft.
Heard of it.
Call of Duty.
Heard of it. Those are big games.
They're gigantic. I mean, they're like the Warcraft and World of Warcraft. I mean, that is a global, like the massively multiplayer online role-playing game. Call of Duty, of course, just, incredibly epic in scale. Yeah, huge gaming company, massive IPs. They did Guitar Hero. They were the Guitar Hero company.
Okay. That's where I know Activision.
Back before they just stopped making Guitar Hero games. But yeah, they Microsoft acquired them for like 80-some billion. They also Activision Blizzard was going through like 7 different lawsuits for like horrific, awful, monstrous, like unspeakable sexual misconduct and just like tremendous like sexual discrimination and harassment and abuse of the employees and sexism and women not being hired or given raises. I mean, like,
good Lord, what's going on in the gaming industry?
The state of California was going to sue them. There was a federal lawsuit. There were like 4 legal investigations. They fired dozens of employees. The CEO, not his fault. He says he's fine. He'll just keep making billions of dollars and just hanging out. But even though he knew all about it, but
CEOs should be like that.
Sure, of course, yeah. But yeah, Microsoft. So that scandal unfolded over the last 6 months or so. Really, when they announced all the allegations, and then I guess Microsoft just picked them up. I think it's a play. To get deeper into the metaverse, Brian. A metaverse play, a Web 3.0 play.
I am terrified by the metaverse. I don't know what's happening. I don't know if I'm red pill, blue pill. I don't know if I'm meta or non. I don't know what verse I'm in. I don't know if I have a chorus coming up after the verse. I don't know what's going on with the metaverse. Now I log into Instagram on my telephonic device and it says by Meta. I'm like, wow.
It's Web 3, Brian. It's Web 3.
I don't know what that means. What words are you saying?
It's Web 3. What did you watch?
You
the
keep
Red Pill?
saying Web 3, Web 3, Web 3. I don't know what that means.
It's Web 3. Did you watch the Red Pill?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay. All right. That was released during Web 2, I think. But yeah, Web 3 is coming, Brian.
Stop saying Web 3 if you can't explain what it means.
Oh, I can explain it. It's metaverse. It's NFTs. It's Web 3. It's coming.
The non-fungible tokens are part of Web 3?
Yeah, it is. Look at you with your vocabulary, with your NFT vocabulary.
That's right. We're going to start releasing some NFTs of this show.
I know how to do it if you want me to.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we'll talk about it. We'll get some NFTs going.
No one will do that. And they cost like $100 to list. So let's just not do that.
All right. We won't do that.
Yeah.
Sorry. All our cyber friends were getting very excited.
I might sell an NFT, but I'll know in the next couple weeks. I'll let you know.
About in what? Connected to what?
Connected to me.
Can't even say. You're going to sell your own NFT.
I am going to create something and sell it as an NFT.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be unbelievable to hear.
Unbelievable.
I cannot wait. What will it go for? Do we even have an idea?
I want to list it for 5 Ethereum.
5 Ethereum.
Yeah.
And Ethereum is still a thing?
Yeah, it's about 15 grand. No, 5. Hold on. Yeah, it's about 15 grand. I'm going to try and sell 5 Ethereum and see how it goes.
Decided against Bitcoin, putting it on the Bitcoin market?
The Bitcoin blockchain does not support NFTs, but I don't know if I'll list it on the Ethereum blockchain, or I might use Solana or another one of the NFT carrying cryptos. I'm not sure which is going to come out ahead in the race towards Web 3, Brian.
Really? Well, again, Web 3, you've now said this at least a half a dozen times.
Well, it's the metaverse, it's NFTs, it's the future.
What was that? What was Web 2?
Web 2 was like social media.
I see. What was Web 1?
It was like Yahoo.
I see.
AOL and Yahoo. Like Web 1 was AOL, Yahoo. Web 2 was the emergence of Google and Facebook. Tammy's just like, I'm out.
Yeah. So who decides when the Web 2 is over and the Web 3 has begun? And
well, it depends on when the metaverse and the NFTs make Web 3 happen, Brian. Web 3 is coming.
Okay.
We should be
ready?
There's going to be a lot of applications, I think, for Web 3.
Now, is this going to be like, what was it, when year 2000 was coming? Is it going to be like that, where we're all panicked because Web 3 is coming? Do I need to go out and buy toilet paper and water? Is it going to be a cataclysmic event? Is it 5G over the airports? What do I need to know, Cody?
There might be some 5G in Web 3, but I'm not sure. Maybe it will be 6G Web 3. It depends.
Wow.
You'll probably be able to access Web 3 on 4G, frankly, maybe even 3G, or just Wi-Fi.
Now today, what are we in today? Like right now, am I sitting in Web 2 or 3?
2022. Right now we're in Web 2.
Web 2. 5G has come out in Web 2.
Right. Well, yeah, they're not exclusive. You can still go to spacejam.com. That was Web 1. It's Web 2 now.
What happened to MySpace?
Hold on. Ed said, come get in on Tomcoin. I'm looking up Tomcoin.
Tomcoin.
There's 100 billion Tomcoins, and it is worth. Oh, that's Etherscan. Hold on. What's the?
I wonder if Ed is like monitoring the interwebs, or Web 2, as we like to call it.
Oh,
and anytime somebody mentions cyber currency, he pops on.
Tom Finance. Hold on, is this Tom Finance or Tom Coin?
I'm terrific.
Tom.finance is. Hold on, that says Tom Finance. I don't know if it's Tom. All right. Well, Tom Finance is like 425 a token. What the heck is this? What is this?
So, man, once again, all this craziness.
Interesting.
There are four holders of Tomcoin.
There's a lot going on. I've been learning more about Web3 and NFTs, and
you must have. Well, I think you've learned to say both those things.
Yes. Yeah.
You know. You've learned how to say all of them, but I don't know if you know. Can't explain them.
Well, all right. So think of it this way.
Yeah.
Right now we're in Web 2.
All right. I'm going to take your word for it. I can neither confirm nor deny what web we're on. We're on the interweb. I know that. All right. So right now we're in Web 2, according to you.
We're in Web 2.
When did Web 1 end? What was the downfall of Web 1?
2004-ish?
Okay. I wasn't even aware. We're now 17 years into Web 2. I didn't even know it was happening. That doesn't seem possible. I've got my finger on things.
Web 2.0, according to Wikipedia, also known as participative or participatory web and social web, refers to websites that emphasize user-generated content, ease of use, participatory culture, and interoperability, like compatibility with other systems. It was popularized in late 2004. A Web 2 website allows users to interact and collaborate with each other through social media dialogue as creators of user-generated content in a virtual community. So Facebook, YouTube, video sharing sites, places where you can comment, Flickr,
now
Reddit.
You're speaking English that I understand.
That's Web 2.0.
All right.
And Web 1.0 is a retronym, which means it's an acronym retroactively applied because no one called the internet Web 1.0 in 1996.
Not at all, we didn't.
That was the first stage of the World Wide Web's evolution from roughly 1991 to 2004. I pulled 2004 out of my butt because I was pretty sure that was right. I'm totally right. Thanks, Wikipedia.
Yeah, you're butting Wikipedia.
Yeah,
my two sources of knowledge.
Right. The content creators in the original internet were very few, and the vast majority of users were simply consuming the content. Web 2.0, you're engaging and interacting. We're Web 2.0ing right now. We're making a video.
We are. It's content. We're creating content.
Yeah.
All right.
Web 3
so Web 3 is coming.
It's going to be the metaverse. It's going to be NFTs. I don't know what either of those things really mean, but it's going to be the next evolution in human evolution of computer evolution.
All right. Well, according to, once again, not your butt, but Wikipedia, the metaverse is a network of 3D virtual worlds focused on social connection. In futurism and science fiction, the term is often described as a hypothetical iteration of the internet as a single universal virtual world that is facilitated by the use of virtual and augmented reality headsets.
Mm-hmm.
So are you saying that once this comes, we're all going to have virtual headsets on? Our reality will not be our reality, but we will be buying NFTs that you have somehow created, which I'm guessing are just pictures of you naked on your exercise bike. And people are going to buy a digital copy of that that's saved somewhere on the Bitcoin blockchain.
They won't be saved on the Bitcoin blockchain because the Bitcoin blockchain does not support NFTs.
Yeah, that's what I meant. It'd be Ethereum.
It'd be the Ethereum or the Solano, or there's a couple other ones.
All right. And they'd be, so people would buy these NFTs of you naked on your exercise bike.
Mm-hmm.
And then those are worth something, allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
And they could sell them. But there's only one, and you have to certify that it's the real deal.
Mm-hmm.
I see. What was the point of this? How did we fall into this? How did we go into this world, this virtual world?
Oh man. Well,
the only thing I want, the only thing, let's be honest, 95% of us only want VR for sex stuff. That's all. Want to program in who we want to virtually have relations with.
Yeah.
So then wearing giant goggles and Halle Berry is straddling me. That's exciting. Yeah. That'd be nice. All right. So now that I forget how you got into Web3. Telling me, you were going to create an NFT, but you're not going to tell us what it is for a while.
Yeah, I'll get there later. No, we brought it up because Blizzard Activision.
Blizzard Activision. That was the big thing. Blizzard Activision. So what's what? Oh, and you thought, yes, and you hypothesized that it's part of the meta. It's all part of the metaverse.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then we went down some weird rabbit hole that culminated with Halle Berry straddling me.
Harry Berry.
Harry Berry. Listen, that would be a virtual reality. Harry Berry. That's an NFT. Just some giant like a raspberry with long flowing hair coming at me like a monster.
Harry Berry sounds like the name of a puppet you would have coined in the early 2010s.
Either that or one of those funny face drink mixes. Do you remember Funny Face?
No.
It was like it was like a low end Kool-Aid, but they had crazy names for all the drink mixes. It was they had like Goofy Grape, and I don't know if it was a nationwide thing, but it was. I remember getting it all the time, but I don't know if people thought it was better than Kool-Aid or if it was not. They had wow, okay, some of them we couldn't have anymore. As I'm looking back, seeing some of them now, the names are a little unwoke.
Oh,
so
what's the name of the brand?
Funny Face Drink Mix. A brand of powdered drink mix originally made and publicly sold by Pillsbury from 1964 to 1994. Limited production, blah, blah, blah. They did craft food. I was right. Goofy Grape, Rootin' Tootin' Raspberry, Freckle Face Strawberry. Then it's problematic. They had Injun Orange and Chinese Cherry, which are last two. They were considered offensive by then. No doubt. So then they were renamed Jolly Ollie Orange and Choo Choo Cherry. I remember Choo Choo Cherry. See, I don't remember. By the time I was drinking Funny Face, which was the late 60s, they didn't have, it was Choo Choo Cherry and Jolly Ollie Orange.
Wait, did you say Loudmouth Lime?
That was one that came later. Lefty Lemonade, Captain Black Cherry, Rah Rah Root Beer, Rudy Tooty Fruity Tart Little Imitation Lemonade.
Oh, wow.
Tart and tangy lemon with it, watermelon. Yeah, Funny Face was the shiz night. We always had Funny Face. We never had Kool-Aid.
Wow.
And I don't know why. I don't know, if there was a stigma or if Funny Face was cheaper. I do remember they had like mugs that went with it of all the flavors. It was fun.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's all very weird.
Here's an old-timey reference for you. Who doesn't like a nice old-timey reference from me?
We love old-timey references over here on the...
I'm all about old-timey references. Well, you're in the metaverse, so you probably don't... everything old is new again. Imagine Funny Face coming at you in 3D in a virtual reality. You'd love it.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Yeah. I think it'd be great.
Everything's going to be historical, old-timey once we reach Web3.
That's what you say. I'll be waiting to see. Is there going to be an announcement, or will it just happen?
It'll happen.
Nobody's going to tell us, though, right?
No.
If you know, IYKYK. Is that what we're going with?
What does that mean?
If you know, you know.
That's
that's all over the internet.
No.
Yes, it's all over the interwebs. If you know, you know.
You on TikTok?
No, I'm not on TikTok.
Huh. It's a song by
Graham.
IYKYK is a song by Belly.
Oh. People hashtag it. Hashtag IYKYK.
If you know, you know. Who would even use that?
I've used it.
In what context?
Like you put up a picture of something and or you make a reference to something that maybe not everybody knows, but if you know, you know. Like I did it when I wore I posted a picture of me and my Fred's Dance Barn sweatshirt to an SIU alumni group. And I was like, if you know, you know. And people are like, we know. It's like a little insider thing. Like you got to be cool. You got to know what's happening. Got to be in the know to know, you know?
I am going to start tweeting the most inane, irrelevant.
You must.
Just totally just complete out of left field, random crap, and just say IYKYK.
Yes. Do it and see what happens. It'll be great.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
I can't believe that's not a gamer there or something that you hadn't heard before.
Oh my gosh. No, I'm not that hip. I'm kind of hip, but not that hip.
You are a hipster.
I'm not a Gen Zer though. They're taking over.
Neither am I. But how do I know their things?
Because you have a daughter that's Gen Z.
Because I'm a layabout and I just listen. I listen and absorb pop culture. Yeah. I do have a daughter who I don't know if she's into that stuff or not.
Oh man, speaking of pop culture.
What? Pop culture?
Guess what we watched on Friday? It's a movie that you probably won't. It's not new. It's old, but it's in a movie series that my wife had not seen a film of straight through.
The Godfather.
No. Of course she's a filmophile.
Wait.
I'll give you a hint.
That goes exactly against what you just said, but go ahead.
Wait, what did I say?
Was it a Harry Potter movie?
No, I said, wait, what goes against what I said?
There were movies that in a series that she hadn't seen. And then you said she's a filmophile.
Right. She is a filmophile, but also, no, I mean, no one's
all right, give me a hint.
So, all right. So she's been reading and researching spy thrillers recently.
Oh, was it a James Bond or a James Clancy?
It was.
You watched a James Bond. Which one?
She had never seen a James Bond movie straight through.
Okay.
I'd seen many. So I polled my friends from high school on which one. So, the first one, obviously, the number one that comes to mind is what?
The Spy Who Loved Me?
No, Goldfinger.
Moonraker? Goldfinger? I don't know.
Oh, dude. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. It's just because when I was a kid. Goldfinger is like, that's the Bond movie.
Goldfinger.
Wow, wow, wow.
Goldfinger.
I have a funny story. When we were, so I went on a date with her. We did a date night. We got a B&B. We stayed at a B&B last summer or the summer before. It was the summer before. Oh my God. Before the pandemic, we went to Galena. You remember this?
Yes. Right. Yeah.
We went to an Airbnb in Galena, just me and her, and we hung out. And in the little room at this bed and breakfast was a record player and a bunch of records. And one of the records was the Goldfinger soundtrack. And we got super high and listened to the Goldfinger soundtrack like 18 times, even though she'd never seen it. It was like one of the most fun date nights we've ever had.
That's hilarious.
But she'd never seen the movie. So that was my first, but I polled my friends and a lot of them recommended From Russia with Love.
Yeah, another good one.
So we did that. We watched From Russia with Love.
Oh, so you didn't go with Goldfinger.
So, well, I didn't realize this. Goldfinger's kind of the first three are kind of a trilogy. It's Dr. No, and then From Russia with Love, then Goldfinger.
Okay.
Loosely, you don't really need to have seen Dr. No to get the second one, or probably the third. But my friend said that the From Russia with Love is a little more like serious spy thriller, and Goldfinger's a little more tongue in cheek. Yeah. So I was like, let's start with the serious one and then go to Goldfinger. We can graduate from there.
See, I know I've seen Sean Connery as Bond. I was never a huge Bond guy, but I remember like in the 70s when Roger Moore was Bond, it was a big deal. So I went and saw, Moonraker and all those other ones that he was in at the theater. And I will say Casino Royale with Daniel Craig, when Daniel Craig's first one as James Bond, is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I thought it was because in the books, James Bond is kind of almost a thug, he's not He's not Roger Moore and Sean Connery. He's more of just an enforcer kind of guy. And the first Daniel Craig Bond was just, I recommend it. I recommend it. It was really, really good. Now then, after that, I haven't seen the last one. I want to. The other ones that followed Casino Royale, but they never went, at least with the Daniel Craig version, they never went campy. It was Bond, but it was Bond in a more serious action-y kind of thing, where he wasn't floating in space with a lady, And
see, I guess I think so. In order for From Russia with Love to have aged well at all, because it's not the women aren't very three-dimensional.
Oh,
let's just put it that way. In order for it to be palatable, I think it needs to strike the tone it does, because we did a post-game analysis, as we do as filmophiles. And she's like,
yes, of course.
She's like, at no point does the movie ask you really to take it seriously. It stays coherent enough as a plot, and you kind of could, but in one of the first scenes, Q shows up and he's opening a briefcase. He's like, slide your finger here, and a knife comes out. And that's, come on, right? And then some of the scenes after are just so over the top. And 50% of James Bond's dialogue are just one-liners.
Yeah.
Just puns. The woman at the end has a knife in her shoe with poison, and she tries to kick him and stuff. And then, this other girl helps him get rid of her. And then she's collapsed on the floor dead. And he's just like, well, she certainly got her kicks. It's immediate fade out to the next scene. And I'm just I love this. This is so, if the Daniel Craig one is a little more modern and treats women like humans and not objects, then it's allowed to take itself seriously as an action movie. But I think the 60s, at least From Russia with Love, I think some of the 60s and 70s ones are going to hold up better because of that irreverent, don't take this seriously tone. Because in that context, you can kind of accept some of the ridiculousness of the way that they treat certain people and types of people. Because again, it doesn't ask you to
Well, yeah, when your villain is Jaws and he's he's got these giant gold teeth, he's just jumping, trying to kill you with his teeth. Or who was the one? Odd Job. So it's okay, we get they're cartoony villains in a cartoony funny movie. Yeah, I have no problem. I have no problem with that. I'm just saying, is sitting around again, now Quantum of Solace, which was the second Daniel Craig one, was okay. Skyfall was I didn't see Spectre. I want to just see No Time to Die because it was his last one. But throw me a little Octopussy in there. That'd be fun.
See,
the original Casino Royale.
GoldenEye was also campy, though, to a degree.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they all were.
All right. Huh. Anyway,
all the old ones. Yeah,
we're gonna watch some more. So I'll.
What are you gonna watch?
Goldfinger next, and then I want to watch. We'll have to watch some Roger Moore ones, I think.
Yeah. Who was the you're gonna watch The Living Daylights, the one George Lazenby James Bond movie?
Maybe. The only one
I
know
he do too. Did he do License to Kill too?
Timothy Dalton did
License to Kill.
License to Kill, I hated that movie. I watched it once when I was in high school and it was on TV, and I just hated that movie. So we are not watching License to Kill. The whole premise is horrifically violent, just awful. It's just not an enjoyable movie at all. It's a really bad Bond film, so we're not watching that.
According to Mike, Lazenby was Her Majesty's Secret Service, on Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Yeah.
So there you go. But listen, I'm telling you, do yourself a favor after you watch the old ones.
I will.
Watch the Daniel Craig Casino Royale.
I will do that.
You do that. You do it. You do it.
Good advice.
Dude. You don't watch Cobra Kai, do you?
No.
Good. First two seasons, I loved Cobra Kai. Third season, okay. this 4th season. It's basically the Karate Kid. Did you ever see the Karate Kid?
I did. Yeah, you've told me about this before.
Right. Yeah, season 4 is awful. Season 4 is horrific. I may be out.
Ooh.
Debbie and I both decided we may be out. But now it's so absurd. It's one of those where we got to see. We got to see what absurdity happens because they're running out of old villains to bring back from the Karate Kid universe, and they live in an area that I was familiar with when we lived in California. I didn't realize had no police because people are committing felonies left and right, and nobody even gets called in for questioning. It's amazing. And when I lived out in California, I saw the police in the valley all the time. I didn't realize that they had just stopped.
But they've got Mary Mouser.
Who's Mary Mouser?
I don't know. She's in Cobra Kai.
Is she?
I just Googled Cobra Kai, and the only female cast member apparently is Mary Mouser.
Oh, there's a number of.
She's like 5'3". That's all.
Oh, that's she plays Daniel LaRusso's daughter.
All right,
Sam. No, but then there's her nemesis is a girl, Tori, and then there's Mrs. LaRusso, who plays a big part in the show. Amanda. So yeah, they have some ladies in there. Then Johnny has a female love interest who lives across the courtyard in his kind of real low rent Melrose Place apartment complex.
All right.
Yeah. Unbelievable though. Not good. But there you go. So I haven't watched Red Pill. I'm trying to think if I watched any more documentaries since I saw you last. I did watch a Beanie Baby documentary. And I realized that Debbie and I had been part of it's called Beanie Mania, and it's on HBO Max. And talks about the whole Beanie Baby craze. You may be too young to remember the.
No, I remember that.
Yeah, so do I, and how it was going to be a big investment, and how we were going to put Molly through college with all these Beanie Babies. And it didn't happen. But it wasn't as bad as the people who actually went bankrupt and lost everything because they had hundreds of thousands of dollars invested in Beanie Babies, and then the Beanie Baby market took a dump, and they were just left with all these little stuffed animals. Got nothing. But we have a couple Christmas ones that we put out with our Christmas decorations and Halloween ones and stuff. And as I'm watching this, because back when it was happening, I didn't realize that we were crazed. I mean, I should have. But this was when I was on the road all the time, and I would pull into every little town that I stopped in, and I'd find a local gift shop or a drugstore or a Hallmark store, and I'd call Debbie from in there going, do we need this one? Do we need this one? Do we need this one? And she'd be like, yes, no, no, no. We had an unbelievable amount of Beanie Babies.
Wow.
Yes. And then we got to a point where we were just, we'll just keep the bears because the bears are going to be the one that are really worthwhile. So when we lived in California, in our bedroom was above the closet, there was open space. It was all bears in the plastic boxes with the little hanger tag covers on them. It was insanity.
Wow.
And I think all of them ended up getting donated, except for the holiday ones that we kept. Like we have a Beanie Baby turkey that we put out with our Thanksgiving stuff. And yeah, it's nuts. But the movie is wild. You know, they're talking to people who, when McDonald's was doing the teeny Beanie Babies, you remember those?
Mm-hmm.
How people were going, oh yeah, we would just go to McDonald's with all the kids, give them each $20 and have them all get in line to buy Happy Meals. And we'd throw out most of the food and we'd just get these beanies. And then Debbie goes, yeah, when you were on the road, I would sometimes go to McDonald's and just keep driving through the drive-through. It's like, what? Because we ended up, before we moved to California, we had 2 giant boxes of teeny beanies still in the packages that we donated to a hospital for the kids.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, you guys were in it. I think one of my aunts was really into that, if I remember right. But we didn't do the craze. My mom would buy some. I still have some of the cats, but we didn't. I didn't have more than a dozen or so. We didn't do the collecting part. My parents just got some because they were cute or whatever.
Yeah, that's how it started. And then I don't know why it. And that there used to. This is sad. On like QVC or those shopping channels, there were these 2 guys who they went from selling knives and swords on their infomercial at night to selling Beanie Babies. And I would lay in bed in the middle of the night watching these two yahoos scream about the prices of Beanie Babies. This is a Princess Di beanie. It's now going for $300. If you have it, it's worth $300. You're gonna, oh my goodness, have you ever seen the elephant? The elephant is the prime one. It's $15,000. And these guys were like on there and they're taking calls and they're selling and buying and I'm just laying in bed going, ooh, we're gonna be rich. Debbie actually went to a show one time and set up a little booth. You know, they had secondary market Beanie Baby shows at like hotels and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, she went once. She said she sat there all day. She sold one Beanie Baby for $20.
Well.
Yes. So that was that was my latest documentary that I watched. Was Beanie Mania.
Yeah. I got nothing. We watched a James Bond movie. That was about it. We'll watch some more. I have not picked a TV show to watch downstairs, but again, I just realized I can probably hook up my laptop to that computer down or to that TV down there.
And then you'll be set. Yeah. I have another movie. Can I give you another movie recommendation?
Please do.
It's called The Tender Bar. It is on Amazon Prime. It stars Ben Stiller. It's based on a memoir by this kid, and I found it was really touching and really well done, and Ben Stiller was great in it. And the bad guy was a radio guy. The absent father, who was a jerk, was a DJ called The Voice.
It's a documentary?
No, it's a drama.
Oh.
It's a drama.
I don't like dramas.
You don't like dramas? Why not? What do you know? Oh, wow, I didn't know. I didn't know you didn't like drama.
I don't know if that's true.
I don't know if it is true.
No, I don't like it. It sounds boring.
Really? Okay. Wow. I don't like it. It sounds boring. Okay. Well, that's holy cow. That came out of nowhere. That's a complete slap down of my recommendation.
That was very Web 1.0. No, I wrote it down.
Very Web 1.0. No, it's actually a content creator had his memoir made into a movie. That's he's creating.
Oh, he created content, you say?
That's what I said. Content.
Did he make art or just content?
Well, he had content that turned into a best-selling memoir, which I would consider art. And then that was optioned and became a motion picture, which I also consider art. And the performances in said motion picture, I found very touching, very realistic. I may or may not have choked up. I don't know what to tell you, but that's that. Yeah. Also, if you haven't been watching The Righteous Gemstones, you're doing TV wrong.
What's The Righteous Gemstones?
Oh, my God. It's Danny McBride. Do you know Danny McBride? Fist First Way, Vice Principals, Eastbound and Down.
I know the name, and I've seen him, but I've never seen him in anything I can think of.
Oh, my goodness. All right. Do yourself a favor. Go back and watch Eastbound and Down. You're going to laugh like there's no tomorrow. Then you're going to segue into Vice Principals. Very, very below the radar, hilarious show. Then you're going to get into The Righteous Gemstones, which is his attack on megachurches and corrupt pastors and that whole religious world. The Gemstones are this giant religious family started by John Goodman plays Eli Gemstone. He's the potter. He's the potter of it. And Danny McBride is the oldest son. Adam Devine is the youngest son. I can't remember the name of the actress who plays the middle girl, the daughter, but it is nonstop, hilarious, inappropriate. I can't believe it's on the air because of some of the things that they say. But maybe it's just because everybody is slammed. So you can't, if you offend everybody, can you get canceled? I guess not, because Danny McBride keeps pumping them out. And the smart thing is he only goes like 3 or 4 seasons. And then it's done, and he moves on to another project.
Thank God. Oh,
and
man.
He's hilarious.
All right. I added it to the list.
I have something on my paper here that I need to ask you about.
Ask me about it. I was literally about to bring that up.
Gong bath. Is that what you're going to bring up? Your gong bath?
I was.
All right. So last week, last week you teased that you had a little getaway with the missus to the big city. You left the suburbs and you went to the big city of Chicago. And you had stayed in a hotel with horrible drinks, horribly priced and low quality beverages. But then you had a gong bath. And you said you would share that with us this week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done speaking.
So my wife does yoga and meditation, teaches it, takes classes.
Sell this story, Cody. That's a low energy start.
I got to build up.
Okay.
I got to build up to it.
All right. I'm excited.
It's like New Year's resolutions. I can't start hot. Then all I'm going to do is like a meteor burning up in the atmosphere.
All right. I apologize. I'm stepping aside.
That's fine. So she's done this thing called a gong bath. So you go. It was described to me as it's not the thing with old naked Korean men, Mike. That is the Korean spa. Maybe there is a gong bath there, but this is different. So this is one of the yoga studios.
Does it involve you getting hit with a giant mallet?
No.
Oh.
No. That's a mallet bath.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. They're offering, you can actually participate in one of those if you own an NFT for it in the metaverse.
Ooh.
But you can't do that till Web3.
All right. Can I make one more guess before you tell us what it actually is? At some point, does Chuck Barris come dancing out and laugh at your small package?
I don't know who that is.
Well, he was the host of the Gong Show.
I don't know what that is.
All right. Go on with your story.
Was it on television?
Yes, it was on television.
I don't know what that is.
Okay,
I exist only in the metaverse. If it's not participatory,
well, this show was pretty meta, but
wow.
Different meaning. All right, so it's not old naked Korean men. It's not getting hit with a mallet, and Chuck Barris is not involved.
Right.
All right, go ahead.
It was described to me as you lay down and they play a gong, and you meditate and you let the vibrations wash over your body, and it's cleansing and it's introspective, and vibrations make sounds and your body responds, and it's this thing.
Is there water, or is the waves of the sound the bath?
No, that's bong. That's a different kind of, that's a bong, not a gong. You fill a bong with water.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm confused.
Yeah.
Because I hear bath and I think tub filled with water.
No, you're bathing in the sound, in the audio.
Okay, yeah, that's what I asked. So the waves of the sound is what you're bathing. Okay,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So we get in and we sit down, and this guy talks about, I don't know, talks for 10 minutes. I didn't care what he was saying. I was just like, just shut up and play the gong. So we all lay down, and he's like, put your head towards the middle of the room, and then you'll feel the vibrations. It'll wash from your head and you'll feel it through your body. So we're laying there, and he dings the gong, and I'm like, okay. And anyway, so he does that. Other people apparently are enjoying this. Everyone's closing their eyes. You feel this gong, and then there's a whole little percussion section. There's chimes. There's a couple wood mallets that he can bop. There's another smaller gong. There's a bunch of little percussion instruments, and he plays them at various points, and you're supposed to just feel them as they come and experience it and whatever. And then eventually, mercifully, it stops.
So do you have to wear some sort of a karate gi? What are you wearing when you're getting gong bath?
A lot of people treat it like a slumber party. They wear their basically pajamas, lay on a yoga mat with a blanket, curl up in a blanket, and just lay there. For some people, it's very spiritual and releasing, and they like it, and they feel things, and they are introspective, and they notice things. They become more, their senses are heightened, and they're aware of their bodies and their surroundings, and they feel one with nature, and it's beautiful, and it's like some kind of acid trip without any drugs, and it's just wonderful and spiritual and all that. So I got a half hour into it, and I'm like, okay. So the gong plays, and
a half hour.
The whole thing was an hour 15 minutes.
Oh, good Lord. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm a half hour in, and he hits the gong the first time. I just felt like there was someone who hit a gong in the room. I didn't really, my body wasn't engaged, right? I didn't feel like my body had just dropped into Web3 or something. It was just kind of there, and I'm hearing a gong. And then he's
I'm hearing a gong.
Going around the gong some more. Because you can slide the mallet against the gong and it makes different wave sounds. And he's performing the gong. And then, and then I'm kind of relaxed. I'm like, this is fine. And I'm kind of like spacing out. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of meditative. All right, whatever. The sound's fine. I don't, whatever. It's not music. It's just sound. And then suddenly I hear a triangle. So like my ears are opened up. I'm like very sensitive to sounds because it's got my eyes closed. It's all I'm really of my five senses, my hearing is most activated by far. And then suddenly there's like ding, like very high pitched. And I didn't like that. I was like, oh, why did you do that? You were playing a low gong sound, and then I hear a very high pitched shrill ding, and now it's vibrating, and now I don't like that. So I'm like, all right, let me try and relax again. And then he just gong some more. A few minutes later, he
gong some more.
Chimes. He hits the chimes. It's like, I'm like, I don't like that. This is a gong bath, not like a percussion section bath.
Yeah, really.
What's going on here? Just kind of in it. I was kind of drifting out of consciousness, maybe, possibly fell asleep. I think I took a hit from a vape pen right before I walked in just to I don't know, take the edge off.
Okay.
And yeah, I don't know, about half an hour in, I kind of woke up and I'm looking around and I was like, all right, that was a great gong bath, time to go, right? And I glanced at my watch and I was like, oh no, I've got a half hour to go. So we finished.
Now, were you feeling waves rolling over you at all? Were people moaning with enjoyment? Was it, or did everybody kind of realize that this was some sort of ruse?
No, it was dead silent. Everyone was quiet. This is a thing a guy has trademarked, the term gong bath. At the studio, people will pay. We didn't pay much to get in, but people will pay a lot of money to go. Sometimes it's packed, but this was like the first weekend in January. So, there were only like 20 people, but pretty good turnout for like a freezing cold day in Wicker Park on a Saturday in January. So, I don't know. Other people really like it. My wife got a very nice, relaxing bit out of it. I was like, some of the music or some of the sounds just pissed me off. I didn't like them. They didn't make me feel good. And she's like, yeah, but like, that's an emotion. And like, you're supposed to like understand that and recognize it and all this. And she's way more advanced than me. She's just more enlightened. And with the Luddite that I am, I was just like, I don't like this. I don't want to do this again.
I don't think that means you're not enlightened.
Nah, it might mean that I'm not enlightened.
I don't think it does. And I hold your wife in very high esteem.
Mm-hmm.
You know that. I think I would have been just like you at this. Except I probably would have literally been asleep within 5 minutes. and they were, oh, isn't that great? The gong lulled you to sleep. No, I fall asleep anytime I'm not moving.
Uh-huh.
So, but and this is not to cast aspersions on anybody. I don't like when you put yourself down like that. I don't think you're not enlightened because you didn't buy into the crazy sound waves of a gong rolling over you, and the fact that you didn't want to hear chimes and little, nobody wants to hear a triangle. That's why there is almost no triangle in a symphony. Maybe you get one ding, that's it, because nobody wants to hear it. So that doesn't mean you're, a Luddite or a less evolved human being. It just means you're a guy who's like, I don't know, not open to hogwash. And maybe you're a little more, not skeptical, maybe a little more skeptical. A healthy skepticism is okay. Because I would have been like, I wouldn't have, I might not have said it out loud in the place, but I probably, if Debbie had been like, we got to go to this gong bath. Be like, all right, I love you. I'll go to a gong bath if that's what you want to do. Then I would have slept through the whole thing. She probably would have got mad because I snored, messing up everybody else's calm zen mood. And then we're going, we just paid money to lay on a mat and have a guy hit a gong. That, I don't know.
Yeah.
My only emotion would have been anger.
Yeah. I was trying to think of what she told me that was very compelling, because afterwards she had some very good explanations for how it was helpful. And,
I would imagine.
How you're supposed to meditate and how
she's also a yogi,
right.
So there's a different mindset there.
They're all professionals. They all
sure.
And she knew what to expect. She mentioned afterwards, she was like, I think I kind of misled you in terms of what to expect exactly. And I was like, well, yeah, I expected a gong, not a symphony of
cacophony of banging.
So you know what can you do? But anyway, so it was weird. And I will say my senses felt heightened afterwards. We walked about 20 minutes back to the hotel in Wicker Park where we were staying. This is our Wicker Park date weekend. And do I regret it? Yeah. But no, I don't. Maybe I do. I don't know. I'm always open to trying new things. And if they're weird.
Well, sure. All right. That's fine. Yeah, I agree with that. You should be open to try new things. Would you do it again? Be honest.
Maybe very reluctantly.
We know you love your wife. So this is not an answer about if I say no, I don't love my wife. We know you love your wife. Be honest.
I mean, would I? Yeah, if she wanted me to. If she really wanted me to. But would I choose to? No, I would not.
Would you put up a fight? Even a small fight? Would you go, I really don't want to go again?
I would say that.
Okay.
And then she would probably say, that's fine.
Okay. Well, then there you go.
Yeah.
That's all. All right. Listen. I thought you were going to be like in a hot tub and somebody was going to be just playing. I don't know why the gong. I heard gong bath and I pictured like a big steamy cauldron that you guys were relaxing in. And there were like muscular guys and just towels wrapped around them. To bong. Mm-hmm. And that's how you would meditate. You'd be like weightless in this water. And then the gong would kind of be at a certain rhythm to set the meditative tone. Mm-hmm. Like you'd be just floating away, bong, bong, bong. I could do that for maybe 7 minutes. Then I'd be like, all right, gotta go. I'd be looking for a rubber ducky or a kickboard or something in the hot tub so I could play, be splashing around, farting. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
No, this is you go into a yoga
studio. But I know
studio.
I'm not involved.
Right. This is you go into a yoga studio, lay on a yoga mat, wrap yourself up in a blanket and get comfortable as if you were to take a nap. But instead of sleeping, someone hits a gong near your head.
Yeah.
And it's uncomfortable.
That's ruining a perfectly good nap.
Yeah. But I was refreshed afterwards. And I was
sure because you took a nap.
My senses, I had heightened sensitivity after that. Like I really, when you come out of that kind of state, that kind of meditative, lethargic state, you have heightened senses. It's more,
all right,
which is kind of nice. So I don't know.
So you got that going for you, which is nice.
It's a weird thing. I probably had stronger feelings about it last week when it was a little more fresh in my head. But from what I remember, I think I did a decent job of describing it.
Yeah, it sounds odd. That's a nice way that I can put it. Sounds odd. Sounds unusual. Yeah. Was everybody else there a yoga aficionado like your lovely wife?
I don't know. A lot of couples, tons of couples, like 10 couples, basically.
How many dudes do you think suggested it of the couples?
Some of them seemed like they were pretty into it.
Oh, okay.
I think some were yoga couples.
Okay. See, again, that's fine. Mm-hmm. I don't, yeah, well, that's something I never have heard of. Doesn't make its way out of the yoga circles, I don't think.
Probably not.
If you're not into yoga, you're not going to hear about the gong bath.
No.
Hopefully. I'll ask around, see if anybody knows about a gong bath. So technically, you and your wife, if I had a couple yoga mats, you guys could pay to come into my living room, mm-hmm. lay on the floor, and I just bang on stuff for an hour and a half.
Yeah, well, you have to have a gong. And it's trademarked, so you wouldn't be able to tell us it's a gong bath. You'd have to tell us. No, I'd
call it a noisy bath.
Noisy bath.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's trademarked.
Sound wave tsunami.
Noisy bath.
How about sound wave tsunami?
How to fix a noisy bath fan. Yeah, it looks like it. No, it's sound wave sonata.
Tsunami. Yeah, sound wave tsunami. Sound waves may be able to trigger earlier tsunami warnings.
Soundwave Tsunami is a musician / band on Facebook with 11 likes, who last posted in 2016 with this message: "I can't figure out how to put my beats on here."
All right, we got to come up. I'll come up with a different name because with my luck, things would take off for my crazy nap racket, and Soundwave Tsunami would come after me. And I go, dude, I can't figure out how you'd get your beats on this lawsuit. It doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't know, man.
So you got to stop.
Glad
You got to stop doing it all.
So how many baths have you taken in the last couple of weeks, Brian?
I haven't taken a bath since I was a child. I take showers. That's all.
Okay.
You know, I don't know. We had this conversation with Craig. I got into it again with him on one of his shows about taking baths. He likes to take a bath. But see, but then I finally got to the bottom of it. He doesn't take a bath to clean himself. He soaks like it would be the equivalent of getting in a hot tub.
Right.
So when he says he's taking a bath, he's just lounging in there to relax. I hear I'm taking a bath. To me, it's you're soaping up. You're sitting there. You're cleaning yourself like you do in the shower.
Oh no!
But he claims to do the cleaning before he gets in the shower, and then soaks in the tub,
and then you rinse off after.
Yeah, see, so I was misled. Plus, you and I are 6'5", 6'4". Mm-hmm. It's hard. There's no tub big. I need one of those big old claw foot tubs. I need a hot tub or something, so I don't take baths.
I tried a big enough tub.
We had one at our house in Frankfurt, a big tub with whirlpools, and we thought this was going to be the greatest thing. I tried it once. By the time it filled up, the water was so cold, I could not enjoy myself.
They do take a long time.
Take a long time, yeah. And there's no heater like in a hot tub. The water's just in there, and you turn on the heater, everything gets hot, and then you jump in. If a bathtub, plus you're going to use all your hot water for the entire house. To fill up this tub, and then unless you get in halfway through, but then only the bottom of your legs and your groinal region are in hot water, and the rest of you is freezing. Plus, I want to be able to scoot all the way down, so just, from my mouth up is exposed. I want to be submerged. And I want bubbles. I've seen pictures of people that get those tables that run across the tub. They have their wine up there and candles and a book.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Seems relaxing. I just don't have a big enough tub.
I don't have the time for that.
What am I going to do? Lay around in a tub all day? Get all pruny?
Plus, my son's in the tub all day. I know he pees in it every time.
Of course. Why wouldn't he?
Right.
Why wouldn't he? Hey, you want to get a big pot of your son's urine? Even after you drain the tub, it's still, still in there. You brought it up. I didn't broach the topic.
No, we don't want that.
No.
I got to put eye drops in. My eyes are so dry right now.
What happened to your eyes?
Because I got contacts in and they're really dry.
Goodness.
I got to take them out.
Are you all right? You'd say, don't do that in front. I don't like seeing when people touch their eyes. I don't know how people put in and take out contacts. Molly does it. Debbie used to do it. I was in high school with a guy who had a glass eye. I'll never forget this. It was the most disturbing thing ever. We were in the cafeteria building, and we were and he was a nice kid. I don't remember his name. Nice kid, had a glass eye. And at one point, we were in the bathroom. He goes, "Hey, look at this." And he popped his eye out.
Oh my God.
There was like some gunk, like eye, how you get eye goobers in the corner of your eye? Well, these were kind of coming out from the under, and he popped out his eyeball, and he wiped out the stuff, and then he popped it back in. And I about lost my mind. I'm like, ah! But to him, it was, he was, it's like you taking in and out your contacts. He takes it in and out his eyeball to clean it off or whatever. But yeah, so ever since then, I'm not been a big fan of putting things near people's eyes.
No, that's messed up.
That's why I would never wear contacts. Never, unless the payday was right.
Unless the payday was right?
Well, sure. If I was going to be in a major motion picture or a television drama or a comedy, because I know you don't like dramas, and they said, "Listen, we want you to be in it, but you can't wear your glasses. You got to wear contact lenses."
Yeah.
I'd say, "What's the payday?" And they go, "You're making $60,000 a week." And I'd say, "All right, let's do it." Then I would get ones that look like lizards, and they'd go, "We don't want lizard eye guy on our family sitcom. Just get regular old clear contact lenses." I go, "Okay, but the lizard ones are fun." Then I'd come back with like cat ones. They go, "No, hey, jackass, just get regular old contact lenses." All right. I don't think I could wear contacts because I have progressive lenses. Do contacts come in like bifocals and progressives?
I have no idea.
Of course not. You're not an optometrist. or an ophthalmologist?
Well,
or an ichthyologist?
Everyone's sight will be restored when Web 3 hits us.
I hope so. I hope the VR means that I have virtual good vision.
Virtual reality? More like virtually reality.
I wish I had a gong now, because I'd hit you with the hammer. No, I would bask in the waves of the sound as they washed over me, and I'd take a nap. Oh, Carol said she had bifocal contacts.
Oh, yeah,
how'd that work out?
Those do exist. I knew that bifocal contacts exist.
How would you? But see, is there a little, like, I put on my glasses, I know where the top and the bottom are.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm putting in bifocal contacts, what's the chances of me getting it wrong and putting the part that's,
there's a gravity thing. Oh, one saw far, one saw close up. There you go.
I don't have time for that. I like both my eyes doing the work. I don't have time to trust. I don't have time to trust my left eye to see things close up and my right eye to see things far away. And then I'm dizzy all the time. I'm falling down the stairs. I don't need that. I need everything to see at one time. The other day, somebody tossed me something because of my mask. I looked down to catch it and my mask, and I got confused. I dropped it and I looked like a dork. They just tossed me something from like a couple feet away. But something about my mask messed up my vision.
This happened? This isn't something that might happen?
No, this happened. This happened. This happened just the other day.
Oh, that's brutal.
It is brutal. I don't want to look like a dork.
I have good news.
I love good news.
You remember that Iditarod fundraiser I did last year with
Yes, I do remember that. Yeah. And it was funny.
Yes, thank you. So they're bringing back the Iditarod fundraiser this year. It's going to be in March. Usually it is it's a food drive, right, for Greater Chicago Food Depository, and it involves collecting a lot of cans of foods, and also the teams collect donations from people that I will solicit on the Facebook. And they can't do the bar crawl element of it. Usually everybody meets up and then does a bar crawl with these shopping carts. But this year they couldn't secure the logistics because of COVID stuff. So no bars this year, but they're just going to call it a block party. But I'm still going to be collecting canned good donations on site at a couple places, like my wife's yoga studios, maybe. And also hitting people up for donations in the next month or so. So get ready for that. Start the budget year. I donated a few hundo to Awesome Games Done Quick this week for the Prevent
How'd
Cancer.
that go? Did you sit around and watch it all day like you promised you were going to?
Tuesday, I did watch it all day.
Okay.
Like literally like 7 hours. The rest of the week, Wednesday and Thursday were pretty slow for me. Friday, I picked up some more, and then Saturday I closed out and watched most of the end of it. Okay. So I watched probably like 2 full days of speed runs over that week. But they did this big fundraiser for the Prevent Cancer Foundation. They raised like $3.3 million.
Whoa.
For the Prevent Cancer Foundation. It's their biggest fundraiser of the year. The woman that runs the organization was just like, couldn't even speak at the end. I mean, she was just like, I don't even know what to say. Like,
that's amazing.
She was like, I thought the donation tracker was broken. Like, our analysts were all trying to figure it out. People were just pouring in money. So it was so cool. So that was great. So I participated in that. I donated a lot of money to that, this year, like more than I ever have, I think. Because you get entered for raffles and stuff, but I just got really caught up with it. It's swept up,
Well, that's your thing every year. You love that.
It is. And I always budget a certain amount to give towards them. And then the Iditarod fundraiser is coming up. So I won't be giving as much of my own money to that. I'll be
hitting us up for our money.
But good to know that they're doing it again, because it's a huge help for the Greater Chicago Food Depository. It's a big event for them.
Tom says, this is so coincidental. I went back yesterday to watch your history lesson and it was gone. Is it somewhere else?
Oh, the drunk history thing?
Yeah.
That's
what you did for Iditarod, right?
Yeah, I think it should still be online. I don't know why it...
I don't know. We have to look into that. Got to figure this out.
I mean, look.
Yeah. Find out, people want to see your stuff. You're stealing it. Hey, did you send in for your free COVID test from the government?
No.
You didn't? How come? It's from the government. It's free.
I don't want to know if I've got COVID. Why would I want to know that?
Well, I don't know.
I'm not allowed to do stuff if I get it.
That's true. Yeah. Why would you want to find out? You might. Yeah. Just keep going out. I'm sorry. That was dumb. That was a dumb question. I don't know why I would ask. Why would you want to know if you had it? Just go out. Kids were dropping left and right last week at school. They were good. Kids not coming in. One day you'd have 6 kids out, 7 kids out, 8 kids out. They're all, everybody's out with the vid.
All right, hold on. I found the link.
Right.
No, do you have this? I honestly haven't followed it at all.
Well, if you go to covidtests.gov, you can order your free home test. And everybody, every house, you only get one set per house. Every house is eligible to order 4 at-home COVID-19 tests. So I get home today and Debbie goes, hey, I ordered our COVID tests because it just went live today. And I was like, okay. So she ordered 4 for our house. And then she ordered Molly some for her. And she goes, I'm going to order some for your mom. I was like, all right. So she ordered, the orders went through for my mom's too. So we're getting some in-home COVID tests. I don't know when we'll take them. They brought some home from North Carolina too that they had gotten at Walgreens down there. So
all right,
everybody's got the at-home COVID test. I don't know if I'm trusting the at-home COVID test. I don't know. Now they tell me my cloth masks might not be good enough. That I got to get some giant gas masks. So there's a lot going on with the testing and the masks. But then, of course, the place I get my cool masks put up a letter from the owner going, hey, the CDC didn't say you have to wear this. They suggested that these might, but ours are 3 layers of 500 count cotton, and you can buy these. And I'm like, oh, my God, I don't know. I don't know what to do now with Debbie brought home some KN95s that her sister had given her from, I don't know, made in China somewhere. Who knows? So I don't know if we're supposed to wear N95s, but those are for healthcare workers because N95s are the ones that meet the U.S. standards. Then KN95s meet the Chinese standards, but not the U.S. standards. So if you're a U.S. healthcare worker, you can't wear a KS95. You can only wear an or KN95. You can only wear N95s. It's very complicated.
I just don't leave my house.
That's the best way to do it, I think. That is the best way.
When I got boosted, right? And whatever. Just keep up your vaccines. You're not going to die. Don't go out that much.
And whatever. That's, I'm shot up. Let's go. I got to get out. You want me to wear a mask? All right, I'll wear a mask. I don't care. Yeah. I did make reservation because I told you we weren't going to Mardi Gras, but I can't. I got to get to New Orleans. I got an ache. So I made reservations. I think I told you we're going for my birthday. Mm-hmm. We're going to be down there. I'm ready to go. I can't wait. Because, man. My mom is taking a plane on Saturday. She's going down to Florida for a month. She's going to be there with my brother and sister-in-law for a while. Then she's going to visit my aunt, and her sisters are all coming. So the 4 of them are all going to be in Florida. And I'm like, oh, boy. Mm. But, my mom was like, well, life is short. And I've done everything I'm supposed to, and I'll wear my masks, and I have my vaccines and my booster, and so I'm going to go. I'm like, okay, see you later. Have fun. I'll talk to you when you get back. That's what am I going to say? She's going to my brother's, and my brother's like, listen, we're not going out to clubs. We're not going out to any place crazy. You'll just be here at the house and walk across the street to the beach. And, we'll go to some local restaurants that we know are safe or we hope are safe, and we'll just do that. And then my aunt told her, it's very strict down here. You got to wear your mask. I was like, okay. So I don't know. She's going to Florida. I'm like, haven't you listened to my show ever? Don't you know what goes on in Florida? This is probably a bad move. But then the colder it gets here, the more I think Florida might be the play.
Yeah.
Might be the way to go.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Florida's still off the radar for you?
Why would I go? I don't like humidity and bugs. And that's like the 2 things Florida are known for. That and hurricanes.
Right, so, and idiots. You don't like any of those 4 things. You're not a fan.
I don't mind idiots. I've been surrounded by a lot of them for most of my life. So
right. You've worked with one for a long time. So yeah, all right, I get that part.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I can't take it much anymore. So anyway, we're getting our COVID tests. They're coming to the house. I don't know when I'm going to take them. I'm probably just going to wait till they get close to the expiration date and then take a couple tests just for grins.
Yeah. It's too much for me to keep track of.
There's a lot going on now. Even at school, now they've changed how long you have to be out, and if you're vaccinated, if you're close contact, if you're not, if you're this, if you're that. I'm like, I don't know.
No,
don't
life
know.
is getting unnecessarily complicated, and there are companies that aren't helping. There are
Yes.
companies that are like, "We're proud to announce our return to office plans." 1 month later, well, actually, we got to pump the brakes because someone in the office got COVID. So, but you come back in 2 weeks, and we'll just work from, and then we'll go to 1 day a week. Here's a new platform that we just paid for and set up where you can reserve spots in the desks that we now separated and paid extra cleaning staff to sanitize. And then a month later, well, there's an Omicron variant now. So now we're closed through March. So, just keep doing what you were doing. But then in March, will probably come back. Then March is going to roll around. They'll be like, well, all right, everybody come back to the office next week. It's really exciting. Get ready. Okay, make plans, cancel your nanny, do all this stuff, or get a nanny or whatever the heck. And then 3 days later, oh, well, actually, there was a COVID case in the office. So now we got to get and it's just like, why are you expending all this energy and money and time and effort and confusing everyone and giving them more to deal with and then changing plans? This is bad for everyone. Just shut up and let people do their jobs remotely that have been doing them remotely for 2 years. Like, there are companies that don't get it. I don't know if you saw this on Twitter, the AV Club. The
Yes,
the AV
I
Club?
do. I follow
Right?
the AV Club.
Did you hear about the thing that happened with them?
No.
Yeah, the AV Club. So I'll pull it up. My friend texted it to me earlier for a specific reason that I'll get into in a couple weeks.
All right.
But she sent me this. She sent me this link. So the Onion, the wonderful, wonderful publication. Also,
we love the Onion.
Yeah, that organization is related to the AV Club, which is basically like the movie review branch or whatever. So listen to this. Listen to this. This is from the Onion Union. That I just saw today. Early last month, the 7 Chicago-based employees of the AV Club, I'm quoting this, were informed by Go Media, that's their parent company, they were being invited to either relocate to Los Angeles or lose their jobs. The employees were offered no increase in their salaries to compensate for the higher cost of living in LA. They were given until January 15th and March 2nd, depending on when they were expected to move, to decide. The media company refused to negotiate over the terms of the relocation or severance, except to allow departing employees to purchase their company laptops at a depreciated value. The parent company also posted 3 of the employees' jobs before the January 15th deadline. And it's like, so of the people being lost here, they mentioned that the Chicago-based employees are 7 of the 9 AV Club staff members with the longest tenures. The one who had been there the least long has been at the AV Club for nearly 6 years.
Wow.
And the one who'd been there the longest, more than 13 years.
You're kidding.
Combined, the employees have put in more than 50 years of work at the Onion, and they represent just under half of the staff's 15 unionized workers. The AV Club will be losing its managing editor, film editor, TV editor, associate editor, senior writer, assistant editor, and editorial coordinator. And they oversee the site's coverage of film, TV, music, comics, and books, and are essential to day-to-day operations. But they have to go to LA physically, where I'm just guessing, the office isn't even open.
Right.
And this is happening with increasing
frequency.
You
told the story last week of you being told you had to move somewhere if you wanted certain things.
I don't think well, we'll get into that later, but why is this happening? Like, why?
Well, I can tell you a story closer to home.
Tell me.
My lovely bride has been working from home for 2 years. Her firm was moving to a new building, new location. Everything was phenomenal. So they were supposed to move in Monday. Yesterday was supposed to be when everybody moved in. So some of the staff was there over the weekend working hard to get everything ready. Fast forward to Monday, the head of, I won't give the department, someone who was there doing all the work tested positive. So did a number of other people who were working there all weekend trying to get the new space ready. So the big boss was like, yeah, nobody come in. because we don't know what's happening. And so even when they do go back, Debbie said she thinks it's going to be like 3 days a week in the office and 2 days not. I'm like, why are you telling me you'll do 2 days of the office or 1 day in the office? But yeah, so it's hitting closer to home than, so she doesn't know. She doesn't want to go back anyway. She wants to keep working from home.
Of course. Of course. So
yeah, but to your point, everything is becoming more complicated. Everybody wants to go back the way it used to be, which was not perfect. We treat it like that was the best way to do business. It was the best way to live our lives. It was the best of everything. It wasn't. Some things we need to go back to. We need to be able to support businesses that can't work for. We need to be able to go back to restaurants. Mm-hmm. We need to be able to go back to movie theaters. We need to be able to go, experience things that have to be experienced live, or go to businesses that can't work remotely. But there needs to be a huge evaluation of changing how we look at things. And this is not a priority for a lot of people. Being in a central office is probably not a priority for a lot of companies. And they should have learned that over the last 2 years. And some probably have, but still think, well, that's not how we've always done it, which is the laziest crutch. And everybody, it doesn't matter what business you're in, you're going to find those people who say that. Well, this is how we've always done it, so this is how we got to do it. Boy, you are really dumb. If there's a better way to do it and you've found it, you should explore it and keep going. So yeah, I don't know. So I don't know what the masses. I just do what I need to do to keep going. I avoid at this point what I do, but I am going in April, come hell or the end of March, come hell or high water. I'm taking that trip. I got to get out of here.
Do it.
I got to go back to, and some people have those kind of places where it's where you feel, the term happy place is kind of overused and played out, but some of us really do have a place that makes us happy. And for me, that's New Orleans. And it's been a while since I've been there. So I got to get back. And in April, I'll be able to stay away from people. It's not nearly as crowded as it is during Mardi Gras. So we got to go. But yeah, I'm getting to the point where there's part of me that's like, I liked some aspects of the quarantine. But I obviously didn't have skin in the game as far as businesses and stuff. But I liked it fed into some of my antisocial behavior. But also it was bad because it was one of like the darkest periods of my life. But there were some things that, you learn things. I learned a lot about, I had never heard of Zoom before the pandemic. I had never done anything like this before the pandemic. I learned some things. So those were all good. And it just proves that there's different ways, there's better ways to do things. Because I learned different ways to do things and different skills. But I got the fatigue. I got the COVID fatigue.
Yeah. No, for sure. 100%.
I'm done. I
100%.
take the mask off. Yeah. Run around. I'll wear it just because, even though in some places it doesn't make sense. But in schools it does, because these little snot machines are hacking stuff up all over. God only knows where they're running around after school. Just licking things and, just getting all hacked up. Gross. It's gross. Yeah. What else? You got anything else on your list?
I don't think so. I'm gonna look at my calendar. Did I do anything fun lately? I mean, that I haven't talked about? Am I doing anything fun soon? I am. I'll have stories for next week.
Yeah.
Next week will be good. Yeah.
I can't wait to hear it. Next week's stories. I had a bad customer service experience today, real quick.
What happened? What'd you do?
Went to the Jewels. There's only one. All right. So here's the thing. For many, many years, when it came time to buy my lunch meat for my turkey sandwiches, I would try.
Euphemism?
No. This is a straight up 100% literal translation. Since I started my weight loss thing over a decade ago, for lunch I always have a turkey sandwich. 2 ounces of turkey on it was either a sandwich then at first, now it's a 100-calorie English muffin. I would always try to get the cheapest turkey, whatever is on sale at Jewel. And sometimes it's their own brand, And it was sometimes it would be this Boar's Head brand, and they make a fine turkey.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to the point where about a couple of years ago, maybe when the pandemic started, I was like, you know what? For the $1 or $2 a pound difference, if I'm making lunch 5 days a week or 6 days a week, I'm saving a lot of money. I'm not buying my lunch. If I spend $11 on the Boar's Head turkey as opposed to $7 on the cheaper, not as good turkey, I'm worth it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm worth it. That's $4 well spent.
Right.
You know, that's fine. I can handle that at this point in my life. Well, there's only one Jewel near us that has the Boar's Head. So I go there, and boy, the deli counter is always a gamble. You never know. Sometimes it's just a lot of people go there. It's usually busy. That's fine. I don't mind if there's people, if I see all the deli people working hard and there's a line, I don't mind. I'm not caring. I'll wait a little bit. Today I go in, I pull number 79 from the little number deal. They were on number 76. I'm like, woohoo. So nobody. And I look behind the counter and there are, I'm not exaggerating, 7 people working back there. Unfortunately, those 7 people must have had other tasks because none of them were helping the people who were standing in front of them waiting. And I waited, and I'm trying to be patient. And I'm making eye contact with some of these people, thinking maybe they'll get the hint. 77. All right, now we're moving. Woman, whatever it is she's getting. She gets her stuff. 77 gets called. 77 gets called, and she wants some coleslaw. Now, one of the people who wasn't helping the customers was dishing out coleslaw into plastic bins. I don't know what for. Like, maybe they were just going to put it in the cooler and sell it, but she's shoveling coleslaw. So it's all freshly scooped in these cartons that are behind the thing. Well, this woman orders coleslaw, and then the woman who was waiting on her, who finally had turned around to help somebody, goes, well, I have to go make some more. So she stops what she's doing, and she goes in the back, and she comes out with the big bag of cabbage, and she starts making coleslaw while people are still waiting. Now, one woman never turns around. I don't know what I thought maybe she was reading the Bible. I don't know what she was reading back there. She never turned around to look at the counter. Other ones are just, one slice of cheese, one's hanging out by the chicken, but she's not really doing anything back there. She's like hiding behind the broaster. She keeps peeking out every once in a while and then goes back behind. And finally, and then there's a woman who's scooping out the coleslaw. I don't know what her deal is. And now the woman who was waiting on a couple customers, now she's making coleslaw. So finally, this other woman calls 78. And I'm like, okay, I'm next. This is going to be great. Meanwhile, I'm still watching all these other people not help customers. And I'm waiting. So now 78 is done. I'm like, here we go. The woman who helped the customer right in front of me turns around, walks back, and starts talking to the woman who was reading the Bible, who never turned around. And she stands back there and is talking to her. And at this point, I'm like, what is going on? Not that loud, but out loud. And in total, I waited over 15 minutes because Debbie wanted some ham and I needed turkey for school. And I about lost my mind. But it's the only Jewel around that has the Boar's Head. So if I want the good turkey, I have to put up with this. And for a moment, I thought perhaps I should speak to the manager. And then I thought, no, don't be that guy. Don't be the guy who speaks to the manager. Because 18 deli employees are back there doing whatever deli employees do, which does not include helping the customers. So yeah, that was my afternoon. While I was in agony, may I add, it's hard to stand, but I did it.
That sounds pretty brutal. It just reminds me of that scene in The Wrestler.
Yes, but I was not like the old lady.
Yeah, but no, you were like the wrestler.
I was like Mickey Rourke.
But you were on the other side of the deli counter.
If there had been a slicer on my side of the counter, I would have sliced off the tip of my finger just so somebody would acknowledge that I was there.
I don't.
And then may I add,
yeah,
just to add insult to injury, the woman who called 78 hit the button twice, so 79 was up there. So then when she finally did walk back up, she called 80. And I'm like, no, 79. That's angry.
I don't really go to the deli counter because I've had such mixed experience. Like, half the time there's one person working and then they give you a weird side eye. Like, can I help you? And it's like very aggressive. And I'm always like, I don't need this in my life. So I just don't really, all they do, half the stuff, 80% of what is behind the deli counter, they just throw in shrink wrap and put out anyway. So do I need them to pull it and wrap it? Like when they already they already put a salmon fillet in shrink wrap and threw it in the bin in front of you like 20 minutes ago. So why don't I just grab that? I don't know.
I want them to slice my turkey fresh.
I don't need that. I don't need that in my life. It doesn't do anything for me.
That's probably better. I just, I like the certain kind of turkey. Debbie likes a certain kind of ham.
Nah.
So we do
steamed
that.
Ham.
That was that. Huh?
Steamed ham.
I don't get into the ham. I buy it for her, but I don't touch it except through plastic.
No, steamed ham.
She likes a nice tavern ham.
What is steamed ham? Simpsons reference.
Oh, I didn't get it.
Mr. Skinner. Very obscure. Probably. I don't know. I feel like any Simpsons reference is obscure because there's like 20,000 episodes.
That's true.
No one's seen them all. No one's watched the show in 20 years. They're still making them. They're still really good, I hear.
Yeah, I haven't seen a new Simpsons episode. I can't remember.
The current season is season 32.
I had just started dating Debbie when the Simpsons premiered.
Yeah.
Because I remember us watching some of the first episodes at her apartment when we were dating.
Oh, wait. It was February 2019. Excuse me. Simpsons episodes. I'm so full from that barbecue earlier. I'm like going to fall asleep standing up. They're on season 33, I think.
Good Lord.
I don't know. I just Wikipedia.
That seems excessive.
That's a lie. I don't know. God, yeah. That was way too much barbecue. Like so much barbecue.
What'd you have? Would you go with some brisket?
No, I had a burger with pulled pork on it.
Ooh.
A burger with pulled pork on it. Not a pulled pork sandwich, but a burger.
I understood what you said.
With pulled pork and bacon. And then sweet potato fries.
Wait, pulled pork and bacon?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
It was awesome. With sweet potato fries covered in sugar. Covered. Because like my wife took one. She's like, oh, is this really salty? And then she took a bite. She's like, that's sugar.
And this was called Sweetwater?
Yeah, it's really good.
All right, I'm going to put that on the I need some barbecue in my life.
Is that what it's called? Sweet? Is that what
Did you eat there?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a relatively fast place. It's not like a sit down. I mean, you can sit in it. Firewater.
I was going to say Firewater. Sweetwater didn't come up as something. Thank you for the, let's see. Firewater BBQ. That would be it, right?
Yep.
Barbecue restaurant. All right. I want to check that out.
That's the one.
Yeah. Now you got me hankering for some barbecue.
Dude, me too. No, sorry. I'm like fading. I'm just like,
it's time to go. It's late. Still, we got to, my heating pad goes off after 2 hours and it went off. So
my God. I thought it was like 9:40.
No, I had to return the heating pad on.
All right.
So, we're looking forward to next week when you claim you'll have a lot of good stories. You had good stories this week. Nobody ever heard of a gong bath until you brought it up.
Nobody had.
No.
Next week will be pretty rad.
All right. I can't wait. I don't know why, but I can't wait to see.
That'd be rad. Yeah. I'll be out of town the 8th, just so you know.
Somewhere exciting?
Cancun.
Oh, yes. You can tell us why if you choose to next time.
We'll get to it next time. Maybe. Assuming it's not all called off and COVID and all that stuff. But supposedly I'll maybe be in Cancun. Question mark.
All right. Question mark. All right. Well, have a great week, everybody. Thanks again for listening. Spread the word. Like us. Follow us. Tell your friends about us. Tell your friends about Cody. Tell your friends to listen to. Are we still plugging? We're still plugging Curiosity Daily Podcast, correct? There it is. Curiosity Daily Podcast at curiositydaily.com.
Yes. I also.
What you got?
We may have some stuff in store for Realities. May vary in a month or so. I'll let you know.
This is exciting.
Oh, I love making vague plans.
Yeah, there's a lot. You're making a lot of vague references, and I like them all.
Yeah.
I panic all the time when you say you have ideas because I don't know what's going to happen.
Very mysterious.
I don't know what you are always very, very mysterious. Mm-hmm. So for more mystery, you've got to come back next week and find out. Tell people everything that you hear here and share it with us, and then go to curiositydaily.com and listen to Cody. And that's it. I was supposed to be doing a showcase tomorrow night, but I got bumped for Tim Meadows from Saturday Night Live. So we'll see what happens. But we will talk to you all again very, very soon. Have a lovely week. And I don't have any more important words to say. Cody, do you have important words to say?
I didn't at any point.
Oh, all right then.
So,
good night.
Bye.